I see those flares you're talking about. Do you have any of the watch flares?
Yeah, right here. This is one of them. All of them sold out. It'd be so many times where a celebrity will wear it and it just doesn't look good. So I'm like, fuck.
Is this your new logo that y'all?
Nah, so I just did like we've been doing it for a minute. I put it on the back of like all the things. These are about to drop these next year, so that's what I'm gonna really fuck up the streets. There's a picture like Rick Ross wore our shit. He DM'd us and everything like, I love you niggas. Like, yo, pull up. I'm trying to cop like 10 pairs of these. All the spray, all the wash, like this. People wasn't doing this shit, but now everybody does it. These puffers. This is when I was like, bro, like, y'all better give us some fucking respect. That's what made that's what they like call us a clothing brand. Because people who call themselves clothing brands don't drop shit like this.
Yo, it's your boy Nick from Intune ATL. I'm sitting down with one half of Retrovert. Y'all may have heard of him, and if you haven't, now's the time to tap in with him. This is my man Austin Morris here. He is a clothing brand owner. You may have seen his brand featured on the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Quavo, The Baby, Mike Will Made It, Drewski, Ruby Rose, and more. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, bro?
Good. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad to finally sit down with you and do this interview. It's been in the works for a while, but
for sure, likewise. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. So to get started, I kind of just want to know if you can walk me through your upbringing.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's me and my parents and my little brother. He's 3 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And then my whole life, I was just, I've always been a basketball player. Like, I was always hooping. Like, I love basketball, you know what I'm saying? I honestly thought I'd be, like, overseas or somewhere playing basketball right now. So I was just playing basketball all the way up through college. And then, high school. And then I committed to this college. And basically, the day before I, like, was going to commit, I decommitted and was like, that's not what I want to do. I went to Georgia State. And I was like, yo, like, this is just a lifestyle, everything I want. I feel like it was way better just to, you know, open up the doors for just, like, more opportunities. So that's kind of how things started. But as a young kid, I was always a hustler. Like, as a young kid, like, every young kid, like, realizes one day, you know, you're just playing video games or something, and you realize, like, how can I make money?
Yeah.
Right? Like, going to the store, how can I make money? And I was always also curious about it. So whether it was selling freeze pops, cutting people's grass, I was doing something to hustle. Like, I always wanted to hustle and just make something, selling sneakers, any of that. I was doing all that.
Yeah, I feel like we're kindred spirits in that regard. I feel like I had like a watermelon stand growing up, lemonade, all that. I was getting to the money too.
Yeah, I was all about, I used to Google every single day, like, literally how to make money as a teenager.
Word. So I guess my next question is, when did you get into designing clothes?
Right. So I've always, I love to say this, is like, I am like a fashion designer, but I love clothes like more than anything. Not necessarily like making a crazy fashion brand. That was never my idea. Mm-hmm. It was just more so like, I just love sneakers and clothes. And then the more I just put it on, the more I was just like, you know what, like, bro, let me just make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I realized it wasn't as hard as I thought. That's kind of how it started. But it was mainly my brother. He made some t-shirts when he was like 13, 14. And that's how we got the ball rolling for real. But then he dropped the brand in like 2 weeks. So he really started Retrovert for real. Like, Bryce started Retrovert. And then like 2 weeks later, he stopped doing it. And then I came back in college. I was inspired by Herschel Supply.
Yeah.
So you remember Herschel Supply?
I do.
Backpacks,
you know what's crazy? That was a question I had for you.
That's crazy.
I saw that you were inspired by their business model because it was started by two brothers.
It was started by two brothers, and they were going crazy. Mm-hmm. So I told my little brother, like, bro, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it really started. Like, boom. All right, I was in college at the time, and he was like ending his high school. Wow. So then we started talking about it for a little bit, for like a year or whatever. Then he was like, all right, fuck it, we're going to like really drop it.
Let's do it. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Do you guys still have any of those early designs still somewhere?
You know what's crazy? We have a t-shirt. It was a glitch, but our first design was a smiley hoodie.
Oh, wow.
So we came out the gates just swinging.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, our first design really was smiley hoodie, for real.
Wow. So I guess, where did the idea for the clothing brand, like, initially, well, I guess with the clothing brand, explain the name Retrovert, because I've always been kind of curious on, you know, where y'all got inspiration for the name from.
If I can give you a professional one or just keeping it 100 with you. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
We like to keep it 100.
Just to keep it 100, for real, we just thought the name was hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it was just like retro, like, I don't know, it just had a little ring to it. But at the same time, though, we knew that, like, we wanted, like a retro futuristic like style to it. So all our beginning videos, everything's 3D animation. It's all futuristic, all cyber, all Y2K. We was doing Y2K way before everybody was doing Y2K.
Sure.
And yeah, because of that, it was like Retrovert fits in with that as well too. So
sick. Yeah, that's super sick. Was there any names before Retrovert that you guys were deciding on?
Kind of, but not really, because my brother, like I said, he really made it name verse.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? And then we came back. I'm like, bro, Retrovert's hard. Like, let's just go with that. And on top of that, for all people who are just trying to start a brand or do any type of company, you want to be unique with your name. So we created a name that no one knew. So anytime you hear it, it's a stamp. You know what I'm saying? So all these brands hustle and improve, all these different things. Nah, you want to make your own brand that, like, you want to make your own word, like Nike.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's their own word.
That's a gem.
Yeah, always make your own word, because now it's like, just elevate your brand off of it.
100%. Makes it more distinctive in a market where, you know, sometimes clothing could be oversaturated. But I feel like y'all are doing a good job as far as brand identity, name, and then the pieces that you guys are carrying too. So
for sure,
hats off to y'all for that. Who was the first major figure to wear and promote your brand? Because I know that obviously, like I said in the intro, you guys have had a lot of success and a lot of people endorse your brand. A lot of people support your brand. So if you can remember, was there a time where you were like, damn, like so-and-so's wearing my brand and I didn't think this would happen, or shit's starting to pop off now?
This is crazy. Actually, I didn't care about that at all, because I knew that wasn't going to build my brand. What's going to build my brand is, what's going to build your brand is your loyal followers.
100%.
So engaging and treating them like a celebrity. Like, you have to treat your customer like a celebrity. Everybody gets it wrong. People treat the celebrities way better than their customers. No, they don't even care about your product. Your customers spend their hard-working money on their product. You got to treat them like celebrities. So that's off rip. Like, you have to treat your clients like celebrities for your brand to get bigger. But then while we was doing that, randomly we seen the first like super big was like Addison Rae. She did it like at the peak of her. She wore a pink smiley. So at the peak of her like TikTok career, she was like the first person that had like a lot of followings that we did not know, and was like, oh damn, like, you know, like what the hell? Like, we just like, what the hell, Addison Rae? Like, okay,
that's wild.
Yeah,
and
crazy actually.
I love that you mentioned how, you know, your following is the main thing. And I could say that you definitely have a very loyal, supportive fan base. A lot of our mutuals support the brand. That I know, like, anytime you guys drop something new, I'm always seeing people that I know comment, share, like stuff. So I definitely can say that you have that. And one of the moments that I really knew that for sure was when you guys made over 100K in 5 minutes. So I want to know, how crazy was that for y'all? Because this, correct me if I'm wrong, this was like New Year's 2020 going into 21?
Yeah, to be honest, bro, I can't remember the exact time frame because we did it so many times.
Yeah.
But the first time we did it, to be honest, I already knew we was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know, but I have other businesses. So I already tried my formula on another like little Instagram brand, and it hit. So everyone around me didn't know it was going to happen, but I already knew it was going to happen. So when it happened, it was just more so like, okay, cool. Like, I know my brother was really happy. The whole team was happy. Yeah. So it was a good feeling. But at the same time, I was like, bro, I'm going for bigger. Like, this is cool. But like, I'm trying to run this shit up.
And I think that's the key to any successful business. You know, you got to celebrate your wins, but you got to be focused on what's next.
Right.
You know, growing. Right. And so that's good. I love that you kind of have dabbled with other brands and stuff like that. Can you touch on that a little bit more? Like, what are some of the other businesses you're invested in?
For sure. I honestly feel like the first business you should do should never be a clothing brand. Never do a clothing brand first, because you need to build relationships and understand how business works, because the clothing brand or a fashion brand is the hardest business to build, because you have to keep recycling new products, right? So I can't just keep dropping the same shirt over and over and over and over. I have to keep making new designs. So it's actually really hard to start a clothing brand. People tell you, oh, you can make 10,000, I did 30,000 to drop, but not knowing that you can't drop that again.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So you got to have a whole new product, which business model doesn't necessarily make sense. So the only way to have a fashion brand that's like sustained is you got to have that customer who's going to buy anything you have, right?
Gotcha.
But people don't understand that they more so just try to make the product instead of focus on the brand. So like I've been saying, I've been selling stuff online ever since I was a kid. Like, I was selling on eBay. Same. Like that's how I made my first like $10,000 on eBay. Wow. And I bought a car. Then after eBay, I sold slides on Instagram. Yeah. Ran it up like 50,000 with that. Then I sold like do-rags on Amazon, made more with that. And then I sold hats. I sold a bunch of stuff. So the point to it is now is like I'm 21, 22, about to start Retrovert. I understand the game already. You feel me?
Sure.
So now it's all about me making good content and building my relationships and then making it torch.
Where do you feel like you get this entrepreneurial spirit from? Does it come in the family? Do you feel like you just kind of have always been like a hustler?
For sure. I think if you haven't looked up how to make money by now on social media or Instagram, you really don't want to be rich.
Right.
So I used to always do that. Look up how to make money and find which avenue best fits you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've done stuff with like social media marketing where I try to go outside and like sell stuff, and it's just not me.
Right.
So it's like you need to dibble and dabble and find whatever fits you best and then go hard and attack that for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is a lot of people try it for 2 months and then quit. You can't keep restarting. You need to lock in on something for 6, 8, 12 months and go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have results and you're going to have skill sets. Most people don't have skill sets. That's why everyone's failing, because you don't have no skills. So you can start whatever you want, but if you have no skill sets to do that, it's not going to matter. If you want to make it to the NBA, bro, it's a certain level of skill sets you have to have.
100%.
Athleticism, jump shot, handle. If you don't have that, bro, you're not going to make the team. But the thing is now there's no team in real life, so people don't think they can get cut, but you're getting cut.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, yeah, you got a lot of game for sure. This has already been a pleasure. Would you credit a lot of your skill set, or I guess your business skill set, to being formally educated, going to college?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Interesting.
College, if anything, you don't need it after your first year. I personally believe. I think everybody should go to college, but to network. Business isn't about money, it's about relationships. So the more people
Glad you said that.
Right, the more people you know, the more money you're going to make or have an opportunity to make, right? So even if you're an introvert, bro, make people on Instagram, make friends on Discord, make friends. Because at the end of the day, more friends equals more opportunities, which equals more money. You know what I'm saying? So you want to stack your network like cash, 100%. And then you will have way more cash.
Yeah, your life the new currency.
Yeah, your life will be lit. Who cares about being lit if you have no friends?
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be rich with your friends.
100%. Yeah, and I would say one of the biggest pieces of advice I got, shout out to Trey, he told me this. He just told me, like, you gotta leverage your social media like your new job resume. Like, social media, Instagram is the new job resume.
For sure.
So you got to make sure that you promote what you're doing on there, that you're active, that you put your best foot forward. A lot of people don't take it as seriously as they should, but I definitely think it's a good representation of like who you are and what you do.
For sure.
Yeah. Definitely. If you don't mind me asking though, what did you go to school for?
I double majored. I graduated. I managerial sciences and marketing.
Cool.
So yeah, that was the 2 degrees I wanted to do, and then I went ahead and looked. The whole thing was like every college kid knows, like, I want to go out and make 6 figures. I want to go out and make 6 figures. I want to make 6 figures. Make 6 figures. Make 6 figures. Make 6 figures. And then when you realize that 6 figures isn't nothing, and that you're capped for at least a beginning of your career, it made me be like, nah, there has to be more.
There has to be more.
There has to be more.
Well, I got to know, because it sounds like, you've started to touch a lot of money. You've always kind of been a hustler, but with the brand and everything else, things are starting to look up. So what was the first expensive thing you bought with your money when Retrovert started bringing in the cash?
I bought, people might know I bought the Tesla Model X, like right when it kind of came out, or like a year after.
Yeah.
And I wrapped it matte gray, put 4G autos on it,
yeah.
Had a little puppy. That was cool.
Yeah, that's honestly like such a sick vehicle. I think Jaden Smith put me down with that. Like when I seen the Batman music video.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wanted a G-Wagon.
Did you?
I tried to go in and get a G-Wagon, and they were like, they wanted me to put down like a crazy amount, like 85, 90,000.
That's insane.
On it, and I was like, bro, I was fresh out of college,
right?
So I was like, hell no. Nah. And I hopped into the Tesla, and it was just crazy. Like this was like 2018, 2019
type shit.
Yeah, I got the Tesla, man.
Well, I guess going now, like, and honestly, like that Tesla, that's honestly one of my favorite brands of cars. I can already, I've ridden in some before. I would love to have one at some point. So that's a dream. How old were you when you bought it?
22.
22. It's motivational.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching this. Y'all can do it too. You gotta have the work ethic.
Yeah, 22. It was crazy. I made my first $1 million revenue when I was 22, and it was crazy. I did that all like 8 months. So I went from like literally not having shit to making $1 million in like 8 months at 22. Like I literally remember walking and graduating college and shaking my hand and getting a Shopify notification. And I'm looking at my today's sales. It's like 3,100. It's like 4 p.m. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I did it. Like damn. Like it's crazy. So yeah, that really hit hard.
It's incredible. Well, you said, you kind of going to school for the marketing. I guess you kind of understand the back end work and what it takes to successfully market a business. Can you just kind of describe the day-to-day operations for, I guess, like owning and operating a brand that's so successful right now?
For sure. I think the number one thing I'm trying to do at my number one emphasis is executing with a high taste level, right? So everything, I want to be sharp and organized with everything. That's on point. So having a schedule, having a team schedule, and making sure everyone gets those tasks done, right? And not overseeing the business and understanding what can I do in what areas to make it grow and what is missing in the market that I feel like I can bring in to, extract that out. So yeah, those are the main things I focus on, like on a day-to-day.
Sure. And I think one thing that you've successfully done is kind of cultivate a really strong female clientele. Did you foresee that happening?
For sure. No, it's crazy. Like, but women have the highest spending power, right? So at the end of the day, they were buying the men's stuff. So women have the highest spending power. So always, no matter what, at least target the women in some aspect because they show the most love and they're the most loyal customers. Is whether it's music, fashion, anything. Like they love the most with emotion. So if you like I said before, if you treat them like a celebrity, the customers like a celebrity, they're gonna love your brand. 100%. That's why Chick-fil-A is going so crazy because of customer service. Yeah. Starbucks is going so crazy, customer service. That's why they made Starbucks literally. It's a girl. It's you know what I'm saying. Every girl wants to be a star. So you got to target the girls.
Wow. And I know that they seem to really eat up the sweatsuit set. I do want to kind of know more about the design of the sweatsuit and the design of the smiley face pattern. How did that come about? Like you said, your brother designed it initially, but
yeah, my brother made it shake. He the first thing he did was we got inspired by Watchmen.
Okay.
And he has the blood on the eye.
Yeah.
And we was like, yo, let's just do rhine. We knew at the time no one was doing all the rhinestones. The reason why Smileys and Retrovert's going so crazy, we were the first, or one of the first, but I believe we were the first brand to put rhinestone smileys all over everything.
Yeah.
So because we put rhinestone smileys over everything, like it just went crazy. So when you would wear the hoodie, everyone was like, what is that?
It's very
like literally, what is that initially?
Distinguished.
Now everybody does that, but we were literally the first people to put rhinestones all over, and then to take it even further, we did a V2 of the smileys the next year, and we did the wash. So you see everyone has the wash right now. If you look at the timestamps, 2021, 2020, people were not doing the wash, especially on rhinestones. So the combination of those, that's what made our drop so crazy. Yeah. Because no one ever seen a product like that, to be honest.
Pop your shit, bro. Yeah. I love it. So I guess pivoting into getting your brand more into the retail space, I want to congratulate you for being able to distribute the brand across 40 different retailers.
Yeah, actually we're at 95 right now.
Wow, that must feel like a dream come true. How does that feel?
It feels good. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like there's always more to do.
Sure.
So it feels good though.
Yeah, I mean, I think any successful brand, at some point you want to scale the business. How did you build those relationships with those retailers?
I worked my ass off, and what I did was I went out and outreach to everybody and tried to get the best person for my fit. So I didn't take a no as a no. I just took a no as it's another opportunity for me to do something. So I just reached out to a bunch of people, and I just kept working, talking to brands, and we had the hype. So that's what people don't realize. If your brand, what makes a brand is hype.
100%.
If it doesn't have hype, it's just a product. You see what I'm saying? That's what the whole brand is hype in the community. So we made sure to build hype in the community and make sure people actually really love Retrovert and they gonna stand on that. I wear this shit. I love Retrovert.
Yeah.
And stand on that. So because of that, it built up to where people wanted it, and stores was asking us yo, we want it in our store.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I guess prior to, being featured in so many different retailers, I noticed that it seems like one of your first real taste of expansion was that collab you did with Son of Cheese.
Yeah.
That was featured in 13 different stores in Tokyo, Japan. So What was that experience like to be able to go international with it?
That was crazy because we went straight from starting the brand to dropping the Smileys to later that year in October, November. We're doing collaborations in Tokyo with the team. The whole team's there. The whole gang is there. My brother's skipping class, and you know what I'm saying, college to do a pop-up in Tokyo. So it made us really believe, and not just us, people around believe as well. And that's the whole thing is, but I always believed. I always knew that was going to happen. So once you start believing in your product, it's infectious, especially if it keeps showcasing. If you keep elevating, people just want to see you grow. You don't have to go crazy. Your first brand, when everyone's like, oh, my friend doesn't support my business. Yeah, because they're not seeing you growing. Mm-hmm. You have to grow with anything. That's what support is all about. So the more you grow, the more people want to support you. It's that simple.
I'm glad you said that. I do want to kind of touch on your experience more in Japan because you were telling me how crazy that was. But is Japan the movie that everyone kind of makes it out to be? It always, like, anytime I see people out there, it just is like, man, I got to get out there. It's so aspirational.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely it's the mecca of streetwear, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like every kid has worn Bape. 100%. Right, so you got to go to Japan. You got to go crazy in Japan. So that's where we went first. We're like, let's touch on Japan, see what this taste is all about. And I love it. Like, I would live out there, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're so nice to us. It was just an amazing experience, to be honest. I think everyone should go, just for the culture, at least one time. Especially if you put that shit on.
Mm-hmm. Was that your first time out of the country? Or?
Hell no. So I've actually, I've been to like, by that time, I've probably been to like 18 countries.
Wow.
So I was going all over the fucking place, bro.
Yeah.
And just traveling and seeing. And I think that's the reason why most people are limited in their perspectives is that's all they've seen. You need to travel, whether it's going to LA for the first time, whether it's going to New York, whether it's going to Puerto Rico, taking that trip to Italy. You need to go. Tell your friend, let's go. Y'all spending all this money on the Marys. Y'all spending money on 1942, all these bottles. No, take a trip with the gang. What are we doing? Take a trip.
I feel like that stuff, it's worth more. It's like, life worth living, and, going out there and being able to see things. You can really take what you see from out there and incorporate it to your lifestyle.
Because it's going to change your perspective on life and realize, damn, when you go somewhere and realize their shower head only has 3 little water sprinklers coming out and you're in a good area, you're like, damn, I got it good where I'm at, bro. Mm-hmm. I need to go harder. So it's just like different perspectives or just seeing different cultures and just understanding that we're so like blessed just to have like all the stuff that we have, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't have. So it's just, yeah, like social media, just anything. Like they don't have that in a lot of countries the way we do. So
yeah. Well, in regards to like shopping in Japan, was there anything special that you bought to commemorate that trip?
Hell no, I was trying to run it up. I was trying to take their bread, if anything.
I feel that.
But I love Goiza. Gyoza, Goiza, one of the two. I don't know how you say that shit.
The food?
Yeah, the food.
I love that.
Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Shopping was good. I bought clothes and shit, but nothing that was like a trophy. Yeah. But like I said before, I've been to so many countries where this time it's like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you have really great personal style, and I could tell, you're wearing the new Vert.
Yeah.
You got the new jacket on from your last drop.
For sure.
Got a lot of good pieces. In your opinion, who has better personal style between you and your brother, though?
You know what's crazy? Niggas be hating on me and they be always saying him. But I taught him how to put that shit on.
As a big brother should.
Yeah, I really taught that little nigga how to put that shit on, bro. And when he sees it, he's going to smile because he knows I'm not capping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but it's definitely me, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah, it's definitely me.
Well, I guess as your younger brother, are there things he's put you on in terms of style or new perspective to take for the brand?
He put me on, or I put him on selling sneakers, but then he put me on sneaker bots. So back in the day, when everyone had bots and stuff, he was going crazy. And that's what made us want to go to the brand because it was like, he had the bots or whatever, and which was going crazy with the bots. So he was getting every single shoe. So yeah, he put me on that. And then a lot of stuff for Retrovert, like music and stuff like that, he put me on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was cool. Would
you still consider yourself a little bit of a sneakerhead?
All sneakerheads know once you get into sneakers, it never leaves. Yeah. It's like how they say once you go black, you never go back. It's like that with sneakers. You will still have a taste level for sneakers. I don't go as crazy now because on some real shit, I don't feel like sneakers like matter anymore. Like as much like before, it was like, oh, you got on those, da da da. But it's like, bro, there's so much shit. There's so many different off-white Nikes.
Yeah.
Off-white Dunks. There's so many designer shoes. There's so much stuff that, yeah, and we're getting older. Who has time to focus on sneakers when the sneaker business is like stocks? You might as well do some stocks.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it fluctuates. It's so volatile, especially in the selling aspect.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're saving up for or that you have your eye on that you want to buy? I guess maybe like commemorate a childhood memory or just something that you always wanted in the game, sneaker wise.
Oh, sneaker wise?
Yeah,
I gotta get the Air Max.
100%.
That's it. I got the Yeezy 2 Platinums. Yeah. I think every sneakerhead, you got to get the Air Max, bro. But besides that, I mean, nah. And even then, it's like, I feel kind of hell, like, damn, I'm really dropping $15,000-$20,000 on a pair of shoes that I'm going to wear 2 times.
That's how it would be.
You know what I'm saying? So
every sneaker shopping episode I've seen on Complex is always that pull back a little bit. Where
bro,
it's like,
they didn't really want to do it. It's for the clout.
100%.
It's for the clout.
Well, I got to go more into the personal aspect of you and as a creative. For me, I can speak for myself. Like a lot of times my parents don't really understand what it is that I do or, what I'm chasing. My parents, get more personal. My dad comes from a doctor background. My mom comes from a military background. So the idea of like me having content, me promoting content, having a platform, it's kind of like foreign to them. Do your parents understand like what it is that you do and have they been in y'all's camp and everything? And I guess was there a moment where they saw the vision for what it was and what y'all were trying to build?
See, my parents, and I think every kid goes through this, your parents are going to underestimate you. But no one understands your full value and potential but you. So it's up to you to sit down and really lock in and unleash that full potential. Because no one knows how lit or how far you can be but you. And once you start working on yourself and really locking in and closing the doors, literally you're going to surprise yourself how fast you can grow. You know what I'm saying? And then once you're addicted to growth, you're going to go crazy. So my whole thing was, my parents kind of knew, but they had no idea. No one had no idea. How could they? Except for me. But I knew I wasn't no lame-ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And if you know you're not no lame-ass nigga, then just lock in and it's going to happen. Whatever you want to happen is going to happen. 6 months, 8 months. You really put your mind to it, bro, you can do it. I promise you. Only person that's holding you back is really you. You can make all the excuses you want, but it's only you that's holding you back. I swear. Just lock in.
100%.
Like literally lock in.
Do you feel like you get this level of drive from like your sports background? I know we touched on it off the record, but you told me you came from playing basketball and you're very, competitive with it. So,
no, I get this level of drive of me understanding that not everyone gets an opportunity. So if you do get the opportunity, you got to make the best of it. Everyone thinks they want this, or everyone says they want a Lamborghini, right? Every kid wants a Lamborghini. Everyone wants that, but they might only make 3,500 of them. Yeah. So what makes you think that you, out of every other person in the world, is going to get that? It's only 3,500 of them. Everyone wants to be a top brand, bro. There's 450 brands in Atlanta. Yeah, for real. When I be seeing Atlanta streetwear market, there's so many different brands I've never seen. So what makes you believe that
new ones popping up every day?
Every day. It's a kid making a brand right now. And if you're making a brand right now, bro, you got to distinguish yourself and establish something that's going to make you go crazier than everybody else. Because if not, you're just going to fall into the mix. And that's the worst place to be. So I'm like, hell nah. Like, I'm not. If I'm doing anything, I got to be him. So it's like, I'm going to go extra hard, do extra work, and be extra consistent. Because I know y'all aren't going to do that. And it's going to pay off. At the end of the day, it's the same time frame. That's what people don't understand. We're young. We have the same energy. So if you bullshit or go 60% for 3 months and I go 110% for 3 months, in those same 3 months, at the end of those 3 months, I'm going to be way ahead of you, bro.
Yeah.
And we're in the same time frame.
We all get the same 24 hours.
And I'm still going to feel good because at the end of the day, bro, I'm going to get used to that work schedule. So I'm going to still feel good. Meanwhile, you're over here still battling the same hurdle. Bro, I already leaped over 6 of those hurdles, bro. It's over with. You're never catching me.
It's in you, not on you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. What do you want Retrovert's legacy to be? I mean, because we kind of touched on separating yourself, distinguishing yourself as a brand. But if you had to pinpoint it to just like a legacy statement or a legacy idea, what do you want Retrovert to be, say, 10 years from now?
I just want it to be to a legacy brand to where we know Retrovert was 2 young black creators that impacted the culture, right? That has had we just push the culture forward in fashion in some aspect or another, whether it's subliminal or loudly. Like, I just want people to know that, right? So it's like even pushing the rhinestones. Like, I know that people wasn't doing all over rhinestones the way we were at the time. I know, for example, like our flares, everyone's doing washed flares, but it's documented. We were the first people that ever dropped washed flares. You can look anywhere in the world, bro. We were the first people to do it. That's why we can just do Retrovert flares and say Retrovert on it and just washed and nothing else. People might be like, why is it going? Because we did it first. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the whole Y2K aesthetic. We was on that way before a lot of other brands. And the whole thing is too, it's like, bro, if you're doing anything and you're not inspiring anybody else to do anything, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I look at it.
And so I guess it's easy to say, I guess, in terms of what separates y'all from other brands, is that you guys are kind of ahead of the curve. You guys are always testing limits and kind of like leading by example.
For sure. And I'm looking at what do people actually want. I'll look at your style. I'm looking at everybody's style and saying, what do y'all actually want? And then how can I make it to like, oh, okay, you're wearing this, but you really wanted this, but you just couldn't find it. Oh, okay. Here. Got you.
Respect that.
That's what I'm saying.
Going back to, I guess, the designing factor or the designing aspect of the brand, is there a favorite piece that stands out to you that you've had part in and sold?
Like a favorite item?
Yeah, what's your favorite item that you've designed and sold to the public?
My favorite item that I sold.
It may not even have to be the most successful, but I guess.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, because we've tried so many different things. I really love our track pants. We had like the black and marble track pants that came all the way down. I feel like that was a dope product. It was just, we just sold out. You know, our varsity jackets are going crazy right now. Those are probably my favorite.
I think those are my favorite too.
Yeah, the varsities are going crazy.
I love those.
For sure.
And then this is probably self-explanatory, but what's the customer's favorite?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. We have two different realms of customers. So we have the online customers, and then we have the in-person customer. The online customer is loving the smiley, of course. You know what I'm saying? But the in-person customer, bro, they're loving the flares and the varsity jackets. They can get enough of it.
I guess outside of your brand, though, like what are some of your favorites to wear right now?
Who Decides War is my favorite.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I love their jeans. I feel like Retrovert going crazy. Like, number one right there in terms of just jeans. This shit's just undeniable.
That's a good shout out too.
Yeah.
Do you see a collab in the future? Have you guys talked about that?
Nah, I've never even talked to them. I would definitely love to meet them and stuff like that. I mean, I know it definitely happened.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't really know. Who's gonna be the next collab?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you guys done?
We've declined a lot of collabs.
Really?
We declined a lot of collabs. A lot of celebrities will try to do collabs, but it's just, I want to make sure it's just on point.
Brand integrity.
Yeah, it's on point with everything we're trying to do. But
Makes sense. So I guess outside of, I guess in terms of like the demographic, right? I know Atlanta, this is very true to Atlanta. Your clientele is very Atlanta based, but would you say that we make up a majority of the people that invest in your brand?
Nah, it's New York. New York's number one.
Okay.
I think Houston might be number two, and then it's here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's regional. I mean, regional though is crazy. I guess going out there, it makes sense with New York though, because they're kind of like the mecca of fashion in the U.S.
For sure, there might just be more people.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But obviously Atlanta is going to go crazy. I feel like if you're really in the streets or in the field of Atlanta, you can't go at least 1 week without seeing Retro somewhere. If you're really outside, whether it's the flares, the smiley, the hoodie. Like, we're in different demographics too. So we have like the scene kids, we got the street niggas, we got the hoopers.
Exactly.
We got the artsy kids.
Have you ever been in another city or like been at the airport and seen your brand?
You know, it's crazy. Craziest part to see my brand. I'm sitting down and I get off the plane. I look to my left. I just landed in Dubai. I look to my left and the girl's wearing a smiley hoodie.
That's nuts.
That's when me and the whole gang was like, what is going on? I'm talking about my first foot into soil. I took my first foot into Dubai soil. I look to the left and I see a Retrovert smiley hoodie. So it's like, wait, hold on. Like, you know, what's going on?
That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, what's going on?
How do you stay motivated to create? I mean, I know that what you were saying as far as like always having to crank out new products and clothing, with owning a clothing brand, it can be really difficult sometimes just to like have that those creative juices flowing and get back into the lab.
It's bigger than me. So if you're starting a business, a company or anything, you're only focused on making money, you're going to lose. You have to be in it to really help the people and build it up. And on the flip side, you're going to get the bread back. So I'm motivated to keep people. Not everybody's wearing my brand yet, right? So it's like, I got to keep going. I got to keep going crazy. And so I want the whole world in Retrovert, you know what I'm saying? And so that motivates me to go crazy and not to get too distracted by everything else, because a lot of people can get lost in the sauce.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And the moment you get lost in the sauce, it's like, bro, now you got to, it's like restarting the game level all back over again. No one's trying to do that.
Yeah. Well, I guess outside of just the clientele and the love for fashion, are there any other sources of inspiration that you have that keep you on your toes and keep you on point?
Yeah, I love seeing people, and my friends or anyone that's around me be super successful in their avenue. You know what I'm saying? And just go crazy with the lifestyle of whatever you really want. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, if you're actually really achieving what you want, and I'm able to see that, then I'm inspired, because isn't the whole point of life like just getting what you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of doing something that's not really what you want? Right? It has to be, you're doing something to do something to get what you want. So if I can skip out those others, do something and just get exactly what I want in life, that's the point of life. So, yeah.
Would you say that as your brand got more successful, as you and your brother started to do well, have you had to kind of like cut certain people off or reevaluate like your circle? Like, are you the kind of person that needs to be around people that are like continuously motivating you or that have motion?
For sure. I think depending on what you're doing, but I feel like if you're not at the top, you need to cut off all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing the game for 4 hours a day, cut that shit off, bro. If you're not up to the financial point you want to be, bro, you should not have hella bitches. It makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, dating.
Leave the girls alone, bro. Leave the bitches alone.
The distraction.
Leave them on Instagram and your For You page, bro. Trust me, they're gonna come to you once you get lit. Yeah. Just leave them alone, bro. Just leave all that shit alone, and then when you get lit, you're gonna have it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, leave all that shit alone, bro, and just lock in on you, because when you go crazy, then you can do whatever you want, instead of the flip side of the way around, chasing stuff.
100%.
You should only be chasing yourself.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is there any advice that you can give to any like aspiring clothing brand owners that you haven't already touched on? Because obviously we know there's a million brands starting up every day, but to that kid who's 16, 17 and really has a love for fashion, what's just like some game you can give them?
The first thing for anyone who's trying to start a successful fashion brand, right? Take the money out of it first and build the actual brand, right? So you need to have a bunch of people who actually rock with your product, right? Whether I was giving it away, whatever, it doesn't matter. A lot of people need to be seeing what you have. It's a business. You got to invest into yourself, right? But if you're giving away maybe 10, 15, 20 shirts in the beginning to people who actually are going to wear it and lock in on your brand, then you're headed somewhere, because now people are going to start to see it. And now you can start selling it and pushing it and promoting it. And always remember, everyone always supports who's winning. So even if you're not winning, make it look like you're winning. And then you'll actually start winning. Nice. And then people will be supporting you.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there any other information that we should kind of know about to close out? Some game that you can give us, or is there any additional information about the brand going forward that you'd like your clientele to know?
For sure. First and foremost, I think anybody who's really trying to run it up, bro, you need to just sit down for a quick second and reevaluate your life and come up with a solid game plan and actually execute it. Most people in life have never put up a 3-month game plan and just try to execute it every single day for 90 days, bro. Just try it. Everyone stops smoking for like 21 days. Oh, I'm stopped smoking. Oh, I'm stopped drinking. Bro, how about you lock in on your goals for just 90 days, 60 days, fuck it, 30 days, every single day, and track to see if there's any growth. Anything that we do is always growth. The first time you play Call of Duty to 3 months later, you're way better, bro. Anything. So just get a goal that you actually want to do. Not a financial just goal, but like actual like something to do to get you that financial goal, right? And then just lock in on it on 90 days. Just be a whore for that goal for 90 days, bro. And I promise you, your life will change literally in 90 days. Your energy will change. That's another thing too. I think people need to take way better care of their body, and their mind, their spirit. All that's going to happen. I know people with a car that only takes unleaded or the cheapest gas, but they'll put premium in, right? They'll put premium in their gas, but then you'll walk and go eat McDonald's right after.
Right.
So you're treating your car with premium, but you're not giving your body premium.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And gas costs more than food.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. So when you start taking care of your body and eating better and really being conscious of everything you're doing, then you're going to operate better. So it's like you got to treat your body like literally a temple. I know it sounds whatever, but it's actually true.
You only get one. You only get one body.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You only get one shot at this shit.
Yeah.
People think, oh, I can try next year. Oh, no. You get one shot. Granted, you can always do something again, but for real, you get one shot. So when that shot comes, you got to be ready to shoot and hit that bitch. So, for Retrovert, we got Retrovert Women's coming out 2024. We're already starting to push those pink smileys right now. We'll also have a new drop in January. So by the time this airs, you might need to sign up and get that new drop, as well as we're coming with Retrovert home products in 2024. So we're switching the game. So, we got the clothes, but now we're about to have the home products, ashtrays, and much of the other stuff. So, stay tapped in.
Yeah, y'all tap in, man. Continue to support this man, his brother. They got a very great thing going, having a lot of motion. Source of inspiration for a lot of these brands out here. You got to know where it comes from. They're continuously up and boundaries, exploring new heights. And I'm just glad I got to sit down with you, man, because I consider you to be one of the staple brands here in Atlanta, one of the ones that I've been keeping tabs on the most. Obviously, one of my first articles featured y'all, and to see the growth that y'all have had in just, a few short years has been nothing short of amazing. So I appreciate you, man. And this has been Get In Tune with Austin Morris from Retrovert.
For sure.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.